Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Ingrid Jones, and thank you for tuning in to see the post-fight show between Crawford versus Postol, the post-fight analysis. So, a wonderful performance you've just seen there by Terence Crawford. I did say that in the beginning. I did my pre-fight show. I said that Crawford had the potential to take the fight away from Postol and embarrass him and make him look pretty stupid. And I should have stuck with my first thoughts rather than going my second thoughts. But there's a few things I want to bring to the table before I start this. First of all, I want to talk about the Postol style. Crawford ran away with the fight, to be quite honest, but Crawford was allowed to run away with the fight as far as I was concerned. I was expecting Victor Postol to put on a lot more pressure than he did. He didn't do that. Which I was surprised at, to be honest. Crawford's very good. Don't get me wrong. Crawford's a very good fighter. Yo, who won? That black brother, as mostly the case. So, you know, I was surprised. I mean, first and foremost, let me get a few things I couldn't understand here for the fight. Victor Postol. I don't know what that is, right? I didn't know if Victor Postol was actually a dancer with a new dancing style. I didn't know Victor Postol was on a horseback and was riding on horseback, or Victor Postol had a joystick and he was trying to play a video game, or I didn't know Victor Postol was actually had a machine gun in his hand. I was trying to shoot a machine gun in one of those arcade machines. I didn't know what Victor Postol was doing, but that certainly for me was not boxing. Okay, now you've watched Crawford fight over and over again. I've said this about what's his name? Freddie Roach. I've said it about Freddie Roach over and over again. He's a good attacking coach, but strategy does not suit Freddie Roach, and we've seen it yet again. Freddie Roach does too much damn talking, and he should spend more time actually focusing and studying the opponents, and actually giving his fighter the best chance possible to win a fight. Now, my thoughts are this. Postol, the taller, longer range fighter, allowed Crawford to out-jab him, outmaneuver him, outthink him, outbox him. Could Postol have done things differently? Yes, of course. First and foremost, when Postol was moving around the ring like this, like I'm going to call him the horseman, when he was bouncing around the ring like this for the first 6-7 rounds, I wanted to see when Crawford was moving to his left or to his right, Postol had the opportunity to throw the left hook or the right hand. So he'd let Crawford bounce to the left and let him bounce to the right. A round or two, let him bounce on the left and let him bounce to the right. You got 2 rounds to watch him bounce from left to right. You've seen him on the tape, bounce from left to right. Okay, so then, you know, fake to the left and throw to the right. Fake to the right and throw to the left. You have the left hook on the right hand. Those are what, for a wide left hook or a wide right hand, is what they're for. That's how you're creating openings. Because if you throw a wide left hook or a wide right hand, when he's moving one way or the other, you've got the opportunity to land shots and create opportunities. Didn't create opportunities. When Postol had opportunities to land, he didn't. He used the opportunity to clinch, to hold. Postol fought better in the last 2 rounds than he did for the whole fight. Okay, he was able to nail Terence Crawford. One of my concerns about Terence Crawford was his ability to absorb a punch. He showed tonight that he was able to the punches he took them well. So give Crawford credit for that as well. Boxing Legends TV says Crawford looked amazing. Crawford did look amazing, but I've got to say that Postol looked absolutely disgusting. He threw a straight left jab and a right hand all night long. There was no left hooks. There were no right hand, no right hooks, no left hooks. No closing the range down at any point in time. No fighting with any form of urgency. The last 2 rounds is when Postol actually realized, you know what, I'm going to lose my world title here. There was no urgency. After Freddie Roach in the corner, there was no urgency from Freddie Roach either. I didn't understand what Freddie Roach was doing. I didn't understand what Postol was doing. I didn't understand the strategy. I didn't even understand plan A. Never mind plan B, plan A. And if you want to talk about rating trainers, I thought Brian McIntyre and Bud Crawford's strategy was perfect. They took the jab away. taking the jab away, not allowing Postol to get any sort of room or any sort of ideas of getting into the fight and get comfortable in the fight. You see, and it's as simple as that when you take a jab away from somebody like Postol, who just, is dependent on his left jab to set up his punches. You saw exactly what Crawford was able to do. So congratulations to Crawford, Bud Crawford, Terence Crawford, the new WBO and WBC super lightweight or light welterweight champion of the world. He's correct by saying the number 1 and number 2 are fighting one another, and he's done just that. But for a number 2 or number 1, whichever way you want to look at it, Postol was dreadful. It was absolutely dreadful. You mean he could only throw 2 punches? Was it a knockout? No, Tony G. I mean, I'm looking at Postol in around round 6 and round 7. I think, you know what? You deserve to get knocked out because you ain't doing nothing in this fight. You're doing absolutely nothing. You're bouncing around like this, like you're on horseback, and nothing else. Freddie Roach looked tired in the corner, like he didn't know what to say or do. And Freddie Roach bet $1,000 that Postol was going to get the KO over Crawford. Well, he didn't create openings for that to happen. He didn't put himself in a position. He didn't look to me like a world champion that really wanted to keep his titles. He looked like a world champion who thought, you know what, I'll lose this fight today, but I can win a world title another time. He didn't look to me like a guy who really had any intentions of really trying to keep a hold of his title or there was no urgency in his work. So Postol, it was terrible watching Postol fight. On the flip side, with Terence Crawford, showed lateral movement, back and forth, in and out, showed punch power, punch variety, switching from orthodox to southpaw. In fact, stayed in southpaw for most of the fight. Able to capitalize on they talk about Postol being a sound, very well balanced fighter, but he was constantly caught off balance all the time. The 2 knockdowns he had was poor balance. So there was more of I said Eric Morales, but he seemed more like Vitaly Klitschko rather than Eric Morales. I don't know if Freddie Roach goes from here in terms of training his fighters, because once again, Freddie Roach has come up short. You need, like I said before, you need to stop doing the talking. Talks too damn much and needs to spend more time focusing on detail and stop being the spokesperson for every fighter and spend more time working on game plans and actually studying opponents. Brilliant game plan from Team Crawford. Great boxing ability, and tonight showed that he took good shots from a guy that stopped Lucas Matisse. He was able to absorb punches from a guy who I'm sure wasn't a light welterweight in there. It was probably more close to a light middleweight in there on the night. So full credit to Terence Crawford. Where he goes now was Pacquiao. Well, Pacquiao is sacrificial lamb. If Terence Crawford can't beat Pacquiao now, then I don't know. Pacquiao for me, doesn't want to be fighting anymore. I think he's a fighter that should have retired. But I think Bob Aaron's trying to get every cent out of Pacquiao. And I think we'll see probably something similar to how Oscar De La Hoya was a sacrificial lamb for Pacquiao. I think you can see Pacquiao being the sacrificial lamb for Crawford. I think they've been wanting to do that for a while. I think that's the plan there. Congratulations to Terence Crawford. I don't know much more to say, to be honest. The guy that fought Carpentier, the Ukrainian guy, he's not going to go very far in the light heavyweight division. If you're getting dropped by Tommy Carpentier, then the light heavyweight's got some big punches. Kovalev, he's got Barrera, guys like Barrera, Kovalev, Stevenson. You can see someone like that's the sort of guy I can see Stevenson fighting and wiping out in 4 or 5 rounds. I don't think that guy is going to go very far in his career, to be honest. The guy that fought Carpentier. I saw I think the Benitez. I have to say, he threw some nice punches. I saw him some uppercut. I fell asleep watching him fight. Wasn't totally impressed with him defensively. I don't know why he was laying on those ropes for so long in the fight. I wasn't totally impressed with Jose Benavidez it was. I wasn't totally impressed with him. And then the guy after that, I think it was Oscar he was good. His knockout win was pretty impressive. I was really impressed with that. It was good to see. And of course, the main event. Roll on next weekend, Leo Santa Cruz and Carl Frampton. And stay tuned. We've got an interview coming up with Dave Allen, the gentleman who's been with Bayloric TV since he was 3-0. He's now fighting Dillian White next Saturday night at Leeds. So this has been Ingram Jones from Bayloric TV. It's been a long night, but it's been an enjoyable night. Take care. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, hit the subscribe button in the right hand corner, and share the video. I'm out of here. Take care. Have a good night.